Hello students, Jai Hind. Good morning. Welcome back. As you all know, in our last lecture number 9 in chapter 5, algebraic expression, I have given you complete idea about perfect square polynomial, and we have solved many M1 line fill in the blanks related to perfect square polynomial. Okay. Now dear student, in today's lecture number 10, I am going to explain you utilization of another identity. That is what we are going to target today in our lecture number 10. Okay. Lecture 10, chapter 5. Name of the chapter you all know, algebraic expression. Okay. And in this particular chapter, today, in our lecture number 10, we are going to target one another identity. Okay. Lecture 10, chapter 5, algebraic expression, and we are targeting a new identity today. First, I will write that identity here, and again, as you all know, since our last two lectures, we are in process of factorize, not expand. So whatever identity you understood in expansion, if you think of the same identity in reverse, then it becomes factorization. First, I would like to write the identity which you understood at the time of factorization. If the identity is given like this in format, a plus b into a minus b, what is the answer you were writing? A square minus b square. You must be remembering this identity. A plus b into a minus b equal to a square minus b square. Now dear student, if I write same identity in reverse, then it becomes the identity useful for factorization. Suppose I write this way. Now your concentration has to be on this identity. A square minus b square, that's equal to a plus b into a minus b. Okay. Now your complete concentration must remain on this particular identity. What is that? A square minus b square equal to a plus b into a minus b. Whenever any example you come across for factorization, now you have to concentrate on this identity. How, dear student? In exam, you will come to know where there is no specific identity mentioned. It is up to you to decide which identity is applicable for this particular polynomial. So, dear student, first I will write one polynomial here, and we will factorize that polynomial according to this identity. But how you come to know in exam that this identity is applicable there, See, I am writing example number 1, okay? Example number 1, I am writing the question x square minus 9. If you come across such particular example in exam, how can you guess whether this identity is applicable to this example? Okay, the first, dear student, I am giving you some clue point which you should remember. First clue point, how many terms? 2. This is first clue point for you. There must be 2 terms. What is the sign between the 2 term? Negative. It is compulsory. Whenever you come across such identity where there are 2 terms, between 2 term negative sign, and both the terms are perfect square, means their square root must be possible. These 3 are conditions for application of this identity. Does this polynomial satisfy all 3 conditions? Yes or no? Understand? Let us try to verify. How many terms? 2. What is the sign between 2 terms? Negative. Are both the term perfect square polynomial? Yes. Square root of x square is x. Square root of 9 is 3. So yes, this identity is applicable here. What you have to do first? Express this polynomial in format of a square minus b square. So first, square root of this x square minus square root of this 3 square. This is a, this is b. Now you know the answer. In first bracket a plus b, in second bracket a minus b. So this is a, this is b. So a plus b and a minus b. The sum is over. Understand? But dear student, be very conscious to be very sure regarding whenever you apply any identity, you have to be very sure. Okay? Second one, suppose, let me take one more example for you. Suppose, dear student, it is given like 25m square minus 36p square. Okay? Can you tell me the polynomial which I have given? Is this polynomial satisfying all 3 necessary conditions? Yes. How many terms? 2 terms. What is the sign between 2 terms? Negative. Both are perfect square polynomial. Yes. Let us apply. Square root of this 5m whole square, square root of this 6p whole square. This is a, this is b. 1 time plus 1 time minus a plus b, a minus b. The sum is over. You understood this? What is the basic condition? 2 terms. Between the 2 terms there must be negative sign, and both the term needs to be perfect square, means their square root must be possible. Okay? Suppose, dear student, we take one more example. Okay? Just take an example I write here. One more example for you. Suppose 4 minus 25x square. Yes, two term, negative sign. Both are perfect square term. Definitely square root 2 square. 5x whole square. 1 time plus a plus b, a minus b. The sum is over. Is it clear in your mind? These three examples. First you verify and then we move to little complicated involving the utilization of this particular identity. Okay? Is it clear in your mind? Let us move for some other example where we will apply the same identity. Okay? Let me erase this before I write those complicated example. Example number 6 now we are targeting. Okay. Example number 4, sorry. Suppose you are given example this way, dear student. Example number 4. Suppose I give like this, 4 into bracket x minus y whole square minus 9. So first thing, dear student, if you just see the difference between the for previous three example and this, here bracket is there. Whenever you come across such, I have told you, just suppose this bracket, I am writing this way, let m equal to x minus y. Accordingly, let me substitute here 4 instead of x minus y, you will write m square minus 9. Okay? How many terms? Can you tell me? 2 terms. Between 2 terms, what is the sign? Negative. Are both perfect square? Yes. Let us express this polynomial in that format. 2m whole square minus 3 whole square. Let us take 1 time plus 2m plus 3, 1 time minus 2m minus 3, but original polynomial has this. So wherever there is m, you substitute x minus y. Be very conscious in this. 2 into bracket x minus y plus 3. Where there is m, I substituted x minus y. 2 into x minus y minus 3. Just open the bracket. 2 into x, that is 2x. 2 into minus y, that is minus 2y plus 3 as it is. Here also 2x minus 2y. Okay, minus 3. The sum is over. Just the difference is there is a bracket, and when we come across bracket, we always suppose it. Understand? As m, b, whatever you can suppose, which will not confuse you in solving the example. Okay? So this is over. First you verify. One more example we are going to solve, where again one bracket is getting involved, which we have to suppose. Okay? First verify this properly. Try to understand the steps properly. Then we move for other examples. Okay? Clear in your mind? Let us target another example. Okay? Example number 5. Whenever you come across such bracket, it is customary. You should make it a customary understand to suppose. Example number 5 we take. Suppose given like 49x square minus 25 into bracket 2x minus y whole square. Where you are seeing the bracket, can you say me? 2x minus y whole square. Let us do one thing. Suppose it. Let 2x minus y equals to m. Okay. Accordingly, please substitute. I will keep my pace of explanation and my pace of writing in such a way that you can note down with me. Okay. This is as it is. 49x square minus 25 instead of this m whole square. How many terms, dear student? 2 terms. What is the sign between 2 terms? Negative. Are both perfect square term? Yes. Let us apply. Take the square root of this 7x whole square minus 5m whole square. 1 time plus, that means a plus b, and then a minus b. Okay. A verify with me and at least keep an optimum speed average to match with me. 7x plus 5m, 7x minus 5m. Let us resubstitute the value of m. Okay. So 7x, please be watchful, plus 5. Here in place of m, write 2x minus y bracket closed, 7x minus 5. Here in bracket write 2x minus y bracket closed, main bracket closed. Now 7x, here open the bracket, here there is plus sign, so when you open the bracket, no sign change will take place in both the term. Okay. Plus 5 2 ja 10x plus minus minus 5y. Similarly here 7x, because negative sign appears before the bracket, there will be sign change, minus 10x minus minus plus 5y. Do you think that the example is over? Ultimately it is over, but in bracket there are like terms. See, here like term, here like term. So at the end, when you solve any example and when you get the final answer, if in one bracket there are like term, you have to solve them. Okay. So both are positive here. So 17x minus 5y. Here 7x minus 10x plus minus minus sign of greater number minus 3x plus 5y. The sum is over. Verify this sum. Understand? Next example which we are going to take will involve two brackets. Understand? But first you need to verify this and understand it properly. Here there is involvement of, in last two example, example number 4 and example number 5, there is application of only one bracket. Either it appeared in first term or it appeared in second term. Okay. Verify this example. Then we are targeting examples involving two brackets. Okay. Is it clear in your mind? Let us take those examples. Example number 6 for you. Okay. Let me write the example here. Please be conscious, be watchful, and note down important points. Understand, when you are explaining the chapter, let us write example number 6. Suppose, dear student, like this. 4 x minus y whole square minus 9 2x plus y whole square. How many brackets can you visualize here? There are two brackets, dear student. Both the bracket need to be supposed. Either you, because here the variables are x and y, so you can suppose as a and b rather than m and n. I told you in advance when we come across such example that you should suppose such alphabet which will not confuse you during the solution of example. Okay. Let I am taking x minus y equal to a and 2x plus y equal to b. Let me write accordingly. Okay. I have taken x minus y as a and 2x plus y as b. Let me write accordingly. 4 instead of x minus y a. So 4a square, is it clear? 9 instead of 2x plus yb, so b square. How many term? 2 term, negative sign between the term, both are perfect square term. Let us express in format square root of this 2a whole square. Square root of this 3b whole square. 1 time plus 1 time minus 2a plus 3b, 2a minus 3b. After getting this, now dear student, be conscious, everywhere you have to substitute original values of a and b. Okay. So here your concentration has to be here only. This is 2. In place of a, concentrate dear student, x minus y. Write down with me, plus sign as it is, 3 as it is. In place of b, 2x plus y, bracket closed, main bracket closed. Okay. This is about the first bracket. Now think of the second bracket. 2 instead of a, x minus y, minus 3 instead of b, 2x plus y. Okay. Is it clear in your mind? we have supposed as A and B. Please verify. Then accordingly we substituted the values of A and B. Then we expressed in format. Then we factorized. Then we substituted the values of A and B, and now we have to open the bracket. Can you 2 into x? Speak with me. 2x. 2 into minus y minus 2y. Now here plus sign is here. No sign change will take place while opening the bracket. 3 to ja 6x plus 3 into y, that is 3y. In the first bracket, small brackets are open. Now here 2x minus 2y, open the bracket but negative sign, so sign change will take place in bracket. Minus plus minus 6x minus plus minus 3 into y, that is 3y. What this step properly, dear student, I am just waiting for you. What I have done, I have substituted the values of A and B, and then I have opened the bracket, but the time when I opened the bracket, I am very watchful that no sign mistake must occur when you open the bracket. Okay. Now question of solving the like term. Are they in first bracket? Yes. Plus 2x plus 6x 8x. Are they? Yes. Minus 2y plus 3y. Can you guess? Minus plus minus 3y minus 2y, that is 1y, sign of greater number, so plus y. 1 we don't write, okay. Here 2x minus 6x plus minus 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 6 plus 2x 4x, sign of greater number has to appear in the result. Minus 4x minus minus plus, this is 5y, both are added, sign of greater number, so answer is minus 5y. Please, dear student, verify this sum before we take the last one involved in this, okay. Verify this and try to understand it. Each and every step demands a little thinking, okay. You come across a polynomial consisting of two brackets and you immediately has taken a decision that one bracket is supposed as A, one bracket is supposed as B. This is 4, here A square, 9B square, 2 term, take out the square root, 2a whole square minus 3b whole square, a square minus b square, a plus b, a minus b. Then resubstitute the values of a and b, open the bracket precisely without any sign mistake, and after opening the bracket precisely and accurately without any sign mistake, take care to solve the like term if any. Understand? that you have to do. Verify this sum properly, dear student. I have just now re-explained it to you. Substitution of values and then just opening the bracket and solving the like term. Okay. Let us take another example not involving bracket but applying the same concept. Okay. Applying the same concept. Suppose example number 7. Suppose you are given like this, x raised to 4 minus 81 y raised to 4. First, dear student, thinking, how many terms can you say? 2. What is the sign between the two terms? Negative. Are both perfect square? Their square root is possible? Yes. So these three are the essentialities for application of this identity. Keep ringing in your mind throughout your homework. How many terms? 2. What is the sign between the two terms? Negative. Are both perfect square term? Yes. Let us do it. Here, dear student, be conscious in taking out square root. What is the square root of x raised to 4? X square and raised to 2. Okay. What is the square root of 981 y raised to 4? 9 y square whole square. It is formatted. This is A. This is B. So as you know, A plus B, A minus B. Okay. So let me write in place of A, x square. In place of B, 9y square. A minus B, x square minus 9y square. Is the sum over? Looking over, but yet not. Why? So see, dear student, if you observe both the bracket containing two terms, here both are perfect square. Yes, the square root is possible, but which sign is between these two terms? Positive. So this particular bracket is not further factorizable. Write it as it is. But dear student, I am writing it with different pen to make it more clear in your mind. Here, how many terms? 2. What is the sign? Negative. Both are perfect square. Yes. Let us individually solve this according to this. Okay. So how I am writing? Be watchful. Take the square root of this, x whole square. Take the square root of this, minus 3y whole square, bracket closed. In next step, the first bracket is going to be as it is because it is not further factorizable. But here, dear student, this is looking like a square minus b square. So let us factorize a plus b, a minus b. So in first bracket, a plus b, x plus 3y. In second bracket, a minus b, x minus 3y. Be watchful in this example, okay? Please verify this sum properly. Actually, the sum is done in two stages, dear student. First stage ends here. This is the first stage, understand? Where you factorize and got this answer. But because here two term square root possible negative sign, so this is further factorized. This is as it is. Verify this. Be watchful. Check each and every step. Also, when you check each and every step at the same time, again and again and again, punch and ring in your mind when you can apply this particular identity. Which are those three conditions? Two terms, negative sign, both are perfect square. That is the essential condition for application of this particular identity. Okay, dear student? So, this way we are completing the application of identity a square minus b square equal to, in first bracket, a plus b into second bracket a minus b. Okay, dear student? You must have understood this. Okay, right? As you understood in today's lecture number 10, application of one particular identity. Okay? Should we solve one more for you? Okay. Suppose 16x raised to 4 minus 625. Let me solve it for you. Two terms, both are perfect square, in between negative sign, yes. Let us express in format 4 square root of this 4x square whole square minus square root of this 25 whole square. Let us take one time plus one time minus a plus b. For a we will write 4x square. For b 25. A minus b for a 4x square minus 25. This is not factorizable because it satisfies two conditions but not the third, that is of sign. Here all three conditions are satisfied. Okay, so take the square root of this 2x whole square, square root of this minus 5 whole square, first bracket as it is. Okay, and here as you all know, one time plus one time minus. Okay, so 2x plus 5, 2x minus 5. Is it clear in your mind? Verify this. And then we will note down the homework here for you for today's lecture. What is the homework for today's lecture? I am writing it here. But homework you should do in the order I mention here. There is also one particular design in my mind when you complete your homework. Understand the order in which I write here, you should complete your homework. Understand? First, assignment 5.4. Be very conscious how I am mentioning the order. Example 4. In the same order you have to write in your fair book. Example 4, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is first order of homework. Then from example means illustration. This is illustration 20. You have to do number 1, 2, 3. Okay. In this order only you have to do your homework. Then next, dear student, from example 20, you will do number 3. And then from assignment 5.4, in this order only. 5.4, example 5, you have to do number. Understand? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Again from example 20. This is the order you have to follow in homework. Example 20, you do number 4, okay, 4 and 5. And from assignment, again, from assignment, example 4, you will do number 7, 8, 9. And from example 5, you will do number. From example 5, you will do number 5, 6. Okay, this is your homework. Note down it. This is the homework. Giving you 5 minutes time to note down. Be conscious. Understand, this what I have written are illustrations actually. Understand, I am underlining these are illustrations, okay? These are illustration and rest are from assignment, okay? Assignment 5.4. You have to complete your homework in the same order, this way only. Just note down your homework first. Okay. First example 4, that's illustration. From that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then example 20 means illustration 1, 2, 3. Then from again example 23. Then assignment 5.4, exercise example 5 in that 1, 2, 3, 4. Again illustration 24, 5. Again from assignment for example 4, 7, 8, 9. And from example 5, 5, 6. This is the homework you have to complete. Okay, dear student? You must have noted down the homework for this particular lecture. Okay? Enough time for you to note down your homework so that no confusion should prevail when you do your homework. Understood? These are illustrations, and these are all from assignment. Okay, to make it more clear, this is illustration, 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 illustrations. Okay, and this is from exercise. This is from assignment 5.4. Okay, this is the way you have to complete. This is also from 5.4. This what I have made a blue lining, that is from assignment. Rest are understand from example. Okay. So dear student, today we have understood the application of identity a square minus b square equal to a plus b into a minus b in detail. Okay. Revise all example again and again, and accordingly complete your homework. Thank you very much.